Hey everyone, Susan Winter here. I'm answering more of the questions that you've sent me, and thank you for that. This is about how do we move on. I know, I get a lot around this topic, and this, for this person, has been over a year. So, Marie, glad you contacted me. Wish this had been 10 months earlier, but I have it now, so let me help you and those who are listening who may be in the same situation. So, from Marie, she writes, "Hi Susan, what does moving on mean? Is it dating again or moving on with your life? My ex broke up with me a year ago. I love him. I'm living my life and work on my goals, but I don't date. Actually, thinking about dating hurts me. I feel like I'm feeling way better than a year ago. However, when it comes to dating, I want to start to cry." Marie, thank you. We don't want you crying. You've attached the pain of the past, of this relationship that didn't work out the way you wanted it to, and you've just superimposed it on your entire future. You have made that the ongoing scenario. That was a thing that happened that time. And I realize that you can still love somebody, but now I've got to question some things for you. Why do you love somebody that dumped you? Why do you love somebody that broke up with you? Are they completely blameless? They were a perfect human being and it was fabulous, then one day they were gone? There were things there. And when you're honest with yourself, you can do an analysis. This is step number one. How do you move on? One, you accept that it's over. Yes. If you're still in love with them, I don't know that you've accepted that it's over. You can still love somebody and move forward. But here's how you handle it in your mind. I love you, but I'm leaving. I love you, but you've left. I can still have a love for you, but I will not be in love with you because that costs me my present day happiness. You're not here. It's not what I wanted, but I love myself. So I am going to move forward. Yes, you go to work. Fantastic. You get out of bed and you go to work. Yes, you've moved on with your life. But a year? You haven't dated? 1 year. Now, take the time you need if you're not happy, but at least duty date. Duty date to test the waters. It's like being bucked off a horse. You're supposed to get right back up. Or falling off your bike. We've got to get back up because this is the resilience. The lack of resilience makes you rigid and fearful. And we don't want you to be rigid and fearful, especially in today's world where there's not a lot of predictability with this dating business. The more solidly that you support yourself by having your life, having your goals, having your work, and adding this person to it. But if this person leaves, you're not destroyed, your life is not over, and they haven't eradicated the ability for you to love again. Nobody should have that much power over you that you don't feel that you're capable of loving again because they were incapable of being consistent with their love for you. That's not an equation that makes sense. So the first thing you have to do is separate this concept of being hurt in the future and pull it off of the idea of dating again. You know, if you're pining away for somebody in your past, there's no space for somebody in your future. So compartmentalize it. If you're not able after a year to get over it, I'm not working with you personally, we could do this in a time frame, but here's the trick. You put them in a little box in your mind, put a little bow on it, stick it way up in the back of your closet, behind hats and winter boots and everything else. And leave it there, okay? You don't have to get rid of it. You still have a love, but you don't see it, you don't think about it, it doesn't activate you. And you open up your eyes to what is currently in front of you. And you examine the possibility of having that connection with somebody new, but better. This is something we have to do for ourselves. If we lock onto somebody, we can lose a year of our life. I'm not saying you lost a year, you've been functional, but can I tell you how many people I have worked with? I've worked with thousands of people at this point, well over 5,000. That was years ago. Do you know how many have held on 5, 6 years? Not had room for anybody else to come in because of their love and allegiance to somebody that isn't, giving them love and allegiance. Why would you do that? If this were an investment, you would have dumped this stock a long time ago, right? Sometimes we have to make it real world to see how silly it is and let go. Whatever you have to do. Right? If this were a class you were taking where all you've done is pay for it, you're not getting anything out of it, it just doesn't serve you, you would have walked away from it. You would have walked away from a career that made you feel horrible and tried something else. But certainly, it's an investment and it's emotional. And if that were a stock or a company, you would have been out of there. Yes, you sustained a loss, but you're not going to continue to lose by keeping invested and give more to it. So this is how you move on. You move on up here. You move on energetically in that you let yourself believe. You let yourself entertain the possibility that love and life can hold a surprise for you. Let yourself imagine. Let yourself dream. Let your mind start to move forward and spread out in what could be possible. Otherwise, you're locked into something rigid. There's no growth. There's no happiness. It's a dark, concrete place. So let yourself wander, daydream about what it would be like. Don't fill in the person. Fill in the feeling. What would it feel like to have somebody who truly loved you? What would it feel like to be in partnership? What would it feel like to go out and just examine how you feel about yourself in the presence of somebody new? Duty dating. What do you like? What do you not like? Is there something interesting you didn't think that you would find? Do they bring some experience to you that you didn't have before that you're like, yes, I'm going to keep that for my recipe. I like that. So you're doing yourself a disservice. It's the way I describe it is you've already been hurt once. If you're not moving on, you are continuing daily to hurt yourself again. Only now it's not the person, it's you. You're the one that has control over it, not them. You are the one who gets to move on and give yourself the kind of love and happiness you deserve. So unlock your mind, free yourself. Moving on is a mental understanding that there is a different reality. Every second, life presents new information. Every second is a new possibility. Get on that vibration and you will be fine. Thank you very much for writing me. I hope you listen to this. I love it when I actually read the comments and the person who's written me has actually told me that they have seen this. So thank you very much and I hope you do. If any of you'd like to work with me personally, go to the consultation page at susanwinter.net. Also, if you want to work with me in person, A Day with Susan is incredible. We spend time together, we have a meal, it's really intense and it's really great and it's really rewarding. Thank you everyone. Susan Winter for susanwinter.net.